have decided to bring my Hawaiian shirts back. It is gonna be Hawaiian Shirt Girl Summer. Every time I watch a Bratz movie, I think it can't get worse than this, but it somehow does. Okay, in theory, do I think this one is crazier than the Bratz Potato Baby movie or the Bratz psychological horror movie? No. Going into this one, having never watched it, it feels crazy. Every single time I watch a new Bratz movie, I feel like I'm transported to another dimension. The first 40 minutes of watching this movie, I was with my best friend at her house, and her house kind of scares me because it's kind of in the middle of the woods, and I've already been having bad dreams, and I've been really freaked out because there have been so many like horror movie trailers coming out, and I keep watching all of them whenever they show up on my YouTube ads. So when we put this movie on, the first thing she said to me was, "You're gonna have nightmares tonight." And you know what? I did have a weird lucid dream that I was running through this Bratz hallway at the intro of this video. As you can see, we're getting the POV of someone who's clearly trying to escape some like prison. There are these goofy security guards. Later on, we find out there's like plot convenience for why they all look the same, but I think it's just because they like didn't want to make more models. End up magically escaping through this fan, and then we get a JPEG of where they were. It was actually a boat. Then they fly away. You see the villains of this Bratz movie. We have Khan. I think his name's Khan because he's kind of like a con man. And then we have Zell. Khan is really mad at Zell for losing the person that we were watching escape, and even though he's mad and thinks she can't do her job, he does make sure she's the one specifically to plan the finding of this person. And here's where the token fever dreamness of this Bratz movie starts. Normally, I think that these types of scenes don't happen until like 20 minutes into every Bratz movie. You know that scene where you really look at it and you're like, what the hell is going on? But with this one, it's just right off the bat. It's just one of the first things we see. Bratz are performing in this club, even though they are teenagers. Actively keep hitting their to each other. This scene plays about 6 times. I have some amazing choreography, which we're gonna see more towards the end of this movie. We cut to the character that escaped the boat JPEG prison, Katya. And oh look, it's my favorite Bratz character, Dill. Look at him busting it down. I don't understand why there's so many teenagers in this club. I've always thought the idea of like a teenage club would be really cool. Like there's no alcohol, it's just like music and vibes, so the kids can get their like aggression out. This doesn't feel like a kid-friendly club because there is this 35-year-old man that keeps watching the Bratz very intently. I actually think that they might have been doing drugs before the Bratz movie about teen drug abuse. Bratz start looping their dance moves and then they hit their again. Don't worry, they're still doing that. The 4th time at this point that they have done that.
Hey, gorgeous. New in town?
I don't actually like Dylan in this movie.
I knew it. Well, I'm a Leo. She's so into me.
I know people are going to tell me that I'm wrong and he is their age, but he's not. This is Matt Ross, and the reason why I know he's not, this is just Randy. Randy was the teenage guy that worked at the amusement park in the Bratz Potato Baby movie, and you can do all you want in the comments to convince me that this man is their age, and he is not Randy. He is just a reused model of Randy. Randy would canonically be about 35 at this point in time, and I feel like Randy would have tried to be an actor. He was so upset about his pizza career and his amusement park job. So in my head, this is just older Randy, who is low-key a pedophile and trying to date the Bratz at 16. I'm sorry that it had to come to this. I know Randy was our favorite character.
But my shoes are not evil. Say what?
One of the guards at the club almost catches Katya, and then she escapes through the vents. Kind of Among Us, if you ask me. The goofy guards go into the club after closing to see if they can find Katya. And I really like this futuristic hallway you need to go down to enter the club. We cut to the Bratz, now watching one of Matt Rock's movies. And by Matt Rock, I mean Randy, because this is just Randy at 35.
Where'd you go? Oh my holy... No!
He truly is an amazing actor. We then get some breaking news. The weather is getting real freaky. It's been raining nonstop. They're getting multiple inches of snow mixed with like heat-breaking temperatures, mixed with gale force winds. And the Bratz really don't seem to care. They're just kind of inconvenienced that it's been raining so much. Chloe is upset because she's scared she's gonna fail her final, as she is in every single Bratz movie. Sasha is about to audition to be a DJ. Sorry, a part-time nighttime DJ. And Yasmin is a little bit sad about the rain, but just because like she wants the animals to have someplace dry to sleep. But at least she is acknowledging the rain. Going back to the JPEG shit, Han and Zell are talking about how the world is essentially ending in terms of weather, and guess what? That was them. Oh, and also Katya is also a genie. Katya's dad is extremely upset because if she doesn't return soon, all of the wishes she's granted will be undone. And Khan and Zell are upset because they need to keep making the world end. Katya's dad doesn't know he's working with evil scientists. He thinks he's working with nice people scientists. Cutting back to the Bratz, they're immediately just in the school cafeteria, and Katya is here too. How did she get in here? We don't know. She doesn't even know what this place is. She has a very formal way of speaking that the Bratz find a little weird, but she just tells them she was homeschooled. I really like her formal way of speaking. I think it's really cute, but what makes me sad is the more the movie goes on, the less she speaks like that. And I get it's supposed to be because she's finally with like real teenagers, and so she knows how to talk now, but I liked her quirky way of speaking. And I also think that someone's dialect and the way they speak wouldn't be changed in 2 whole days. The goofy guards find her, and the girls help her escape. She tells them that she's actually part of a government facility, the Earth Safety Facility to be exact, and that she ran away because she just wants to be a normal teenage girl. You know, like drink a slushie. Wear some lip gloss. She ended up having a fight with her dad before she ran away. She tells her dad she's really sick of being the only person here besides him, Han, Zell, and the weird copy-pasted guards because they are actually just clones. I like her room because I like how we get to see who her character is through her several posters on her wall. We find out that she likes pink and she likes Fran. Katya tells the girls she just wants to be normal and have a few days to be a teenager, and they tell her that she should tell her dad she's at least like alive, but that she can hide out with them for a couple days. And then they have a slumber party where they all put on these really ugly outfits. They all dance in a circle and Sasha throws it back. Just a normal teenage girl slumber party. The lights go out and the girls think it's the funny henchman, but it's actually just Dylan and his friend Bryce, who looks like every member of One Direction morphed into one person, plus Justin Bieber, and also a Bratz OC. Why is Dylan creepy in this? Why is he sneaking into teenage girls' houses in the middle of the night? Chloe says she wishes that they would just croak, you know, because she wishes they were dead. And Katya, being a genie, automatically has to grant wishes, doesn't understand what croak means, so she does just turn them into frogs, luckily. She then explains to the girls that she is, in fact, a genie because her father was a genie. His lamp broke, so he felt really bad about that because all the wishes he did came undone, so instead he just became a scientist and also forced his daughter to grant people's wishes instead. You can only grant 1 wish per person because she's not 21 yet. I'm really glad that the genie wish laws revolve around the American drinking laws. She goes on about like the normal genie wishes. You can't bring someone back from the dead or wish for money or wish for more wishes. And Katya also doesn't have to be present for the wishes to come true. That's important for later, but I also think that's really weird. Chloe's very upset because she would want to wish for her final to go well, but instead she accidentally wished for Dylan and Bryce to be frogs. The girls agree to share their wishes with her, so that way we still get like the iconic 3 wishes. That's not 3. That's not a 3. I'm gonna drink some water. Dylan wishes that he wasn't a frog.
That was totally wicked.
Why does he sound like he's been smoking for 20 years? Girls are really excited that they have wishes, but they don't want to use it for themselves, even though they just promised Chloe that they'd help her. Sasha wants a guarantee that she's gonna get that DJ job. Yasmin wants to open her pet shelter. And Jade wants to go date that 35-year-old man that was hitting on them because he's hot and he's an actor. And he is 35. As the girls start to fight, Bryce then asks Katya out.
He's asking you on a date.
Girl, I just feel like you could do better. This is really the first teenage boy you've ever seen. Give it some time. So they start introducing Katya to normal teenage girl life, like skateboarding in a maxi skirt, as we've all done. All of us teenage girls have done that at one point or another. I remember when I was a teenage girl, I did that every single day. This girl walking by asks her boyfriend if she looks fat in this dress, and then he says, if I had a nickel for every time you ask that, and then a bunch of nickels rain down because Katya grants the wish, just tell your girlfriend she's beautiful. She clearly has some body dysmorphia. Just give her a hug. It's not that hard. It's not a teenage girl movie unless there's a makeup montage. Katya gets a new outfit and the girls all just start dressing like Katya and they stay like this the entire movie. Katya is now on her date with Bryce. And I really relate to this, but because she was homeschooled and stuck in that government facility, she loves Stylesville so much and she finds so much joy in the everyday life of small towns and just being in the town and in the community. And Bryce tells her that he would rather move to the city because he wants to be a graphic novelist because Stylesville isn't really that great. Just let her be happy. I find so much joy in the little things of life because I wasn't out in them so much. I went to Sam's Club the other day. It was beautiful. What do you mean I can buy 15 cans of Progresso soup for $13? This isn't sponsored by Sam's Club, by the way. Bryce shows her one of his sketches and like, is he really gonna make it as a graphic novelist though? Bryce talks about how his dad was never really into him being a graphic novelist. But as he started talking to his dad and showing his dad his work, his dad really got into it. And Bryce tells Katya to just include her dad in things and eventually he'll come around to the things that she likes and wants, like being a normal teenage girl and wearing lip gloss. Goofy security guard finds her, and why is the earpiece just surgically attached to his ear? I know I'm gonna get a comment that's like, it's because they're actually all clones, so that's why the things are like in their ear. Why is it just in his ear like that? It's not because they're clones, Katie. Leave me alone. Now that I'm starting to like actually get views, I'm starting to get comments and they don't hurt my feelings, they just annoy me. Tika is a baby elephant and that's why she's like this. Okay, just because they made her a toddler doesn't mean they had to make her obnoxious. Why are you defending her? Katya hides from the guard and one of these little genie things. And the couple from earlier that now has all the quarters start asking Katya questions and she gives them really specific answers. And like, has she been stalking them low key? The girl asks if he's gonna ask her to prom. And then Katya says that if he doesn't soon, his best friend Randy is gonna ask her to prom. Has she been following them around the school? Also, Randy, is he preying on more teenage girls? The Bratz are still arguing over who should get the win, and some of them are bringing valid points because Jade wants this 35-year-old man to be her boyfriend. Sasha and Yasmin just want to further their career, and Chloe just wants to not fail a final. So I do feel like there are some things that are more important than other things. Katya does end up getting taken back to her sad prison on her JPEG ship. Han tells Zell that she needs to wish for France to have ongoing electrical storms because France is the only country that hasn't paid them. The reason they're making all the countries suffer from like global warming basically is so that they will pay Han a bunch of money to make it stop. And France is the only country that hasn't done that. So Zell argues that they don't really need France. Han wants to drain all the countries of their money and resources so that he's basically the ruler of the world, and I guess he doesn't want France getting in the way of that. Kind of aggressively tells her that she has to wish for it. And I like how he puts his hand on her shoulder and then she brushes it away because she actually hates it. Katya is reunited with her father and she tries to tell him that she made friends and she's really happy. He just tells her that they're using her for her wishes and that she's being selfish. Then he goes back to working. She runs out crying and I don't know why Zell walks like this. Katya says she just wants to be a normal girl, but Zell reminds Katya that she's not a normal girl and she's helping the world by global warming. She asks Katya to put lightning storms over France, and as we know from those two posters, Katya loves France. So there's some hesitation because even though she's been told multiple times that raising the temperature of the earth has been helping people like discover things through science or whatever, it's so hard being like an influencer. No one understands. Jade gets her date with that 35-year-old man. Another fun dynamic between Khan and Zell is Zell just finds him extremely annoying. As they're eating dinner, Khan has this giant salad next to his fish, and Zell only has a fish. Bratz start fighting again, and Chloe brings up that since Jade got a date with this man, Chloe should be able to get her A on her final. But Jade still wants to keep the wish so that she can like magic him into being in love with her, which is why I think she's the only one that's actually being selfish because the other three want something that benefits them in the long run and in their lives because apparently Chloe's family only loves her when she gets A's. Sasha and Yasmin are trying to better their career career. And Jade just wants to date a 35-year-old man. Chloe says that if they were her real friends, they'd let her have the wish. And maybe that's a reach because it is just a test, but like, I get that. But they all get really mad at her, and then she feels bad and wishes that she never said it. And then she didn't. And now they only have 2 wishes left. Skipping over to Matt and Jade's date, all he talks about is himself and how hot he is, and he stares at other 16-year-old girls. Jade talks about how realistic his last movie was, and he asks if she wants a job in the industry and that he can probably get her a job in like catering as he's looking at this other teenage girl's ass. Yasmin decides she's really sick of Chloe whining about her test and she's just gonna help her cram for it, and like, why didn't they just do that in the first place? But that's besides the point. Katya's back in her lamp complaining about how she doesn't like her life and she's really frustrated with her dad. And as Katya's cat runs away, she walks on Con and Zell talking about how they need to take the girls out because they can't know about her powers. And Zell again is annoyed because why do they need to kill a bunch of teenage girls when they're literally gonna have all of the world's money in like 3 hours? Con, being overly cocky, doesn't care and sends the guards off to kill them. Katya does hear this though. Katya goes to tell her dad that they actually have been working for people that are trying to ruin the world and like destroy the world, and he yells at her for making stuff up. And what I want to know is, how did he get this job in the first place? Did he go on Indeed and look up like scientist government job, I have a Genie daughter? Because how has he been working for like an evil scientist and think it's like a government facility for apparently Katya's entire life? But yeah, he just tells her that she's not gonna go run off to save a bunch of girls that are only using for her powers because he's an amazing dad. And then she runs into her room and looks at her inspirational posters, like the France poster or this poster that says chick. And Katya decides, you know what, I can do this myself. And she runs back to Stylesville to go help her friends. Chloe and Yasmin are already taken away by the clones in the middle of the night though, so Katya finds Bryce and tells him that everyone is in danger, and he just calls Jade up and they all believe him and they're all chill. And I just want to know, like, what is his relationship to them? Because they don't really have any respect or like Dylan that much. He's kind of just like this annoying, almost like younger brother figure that's around them. So I just want to know, like, who is Bryce? The next scene, everyone is trudging through the multiple feet of water that has accumulated from the global warming rain, and no one really seems too concerned about it. Sasha accidentally wishes for an umbrella, and now she has an umbrella, and that's one more wish gone. While searching through Chloe's house, Simon Cowell shows up. He is actually a secret agent though, don't worry. Simon Cowell tells the girls that Con and Zell are actually part of a evil scientist association, like Doofenshmirtz. We get a montage of how bad the weather really is and how it's affecting people. Like, people are homeless, people are dying. Simon Cowell asks Sasha and Jade to watch Katya, and also if they still have their spy equipment. Katya really wants to go find her father, and she asks Jade, and Jade says no, and then she immediately turns around and asks Sasha, and Sasha says yes. So it's basically like the equivalent to when one of your parents say no, so you go ask the other parent for something. Katya's dad goes to Con and Zell and tells them that she's escaped again and how upset he is, and he accidentally walks in on some footage of Katya with her friends. Side note, this scene hasn't happened because these are the outfits they wear at the end of the movie. I just want to point that out. This has never happened. Katya's dad finally has the realization that his daughter is actually happy, and then Con switches his funny magical orb to the disasters that are going on, and then Katya's dad finally realizes that they actually are evil and causing like global warming instead of stopping it like he thought. We get a fun magic carpet ride scene where they all fly around the same little frame about 4 times. Con and Zell put truth serum patches on Chloe and Yasmin, and then they just tell them the same thing they already knew, which is that they knew she was a genie and she granted them like 2 wishes that weren't important. So I'm really glad they took the time to kidnap these 2 teenage girls just to get that information from them. They don't want to waste resources, so they're just gonna like brainwipe Chloe and Yasmin so that they can also be clone minions. Bratz start looking for Katya's dad, but he actually went back to Stylesville to go find Katya and apologize to her. Zell put this little sensor thing in Katya's dad's room that when he walks in it, he'll like get locked in and freeze to death and die. And they kind of edge us that someone's gonna walk over it like 4 times and no one ever does. Simon Cowell is on his way to save the day, but he almost dies in a 4 pile-up car accident. Sasha and Jade goop the guards with their spy equipment, their pink spy goo, what every teenage girl wants. As Chloe and Yasmin are getting their brains wiped, they do decide, hey, maybe we should use our wish now. But the second before they can use it, their mouths are conveniently covered. Katya tries her hardest to get them out of the brain wipe machine, and as it literally is about to hit 100%, they unplug it. I feel like their brains would have been wiped. Han threatens to smash Katya's bottle unless he can leave with the money and Zell, but Katya just wants to know where her dad is, and the girls finally use their last wish for something not selfish, and they ask for Katya's dad to be back in his study, except oh no, he's gonna freeze to death in there. They do hesitate to give that last wish away, even though they're in a life and death situation, because you know Jade's gotta date that 35-year-old man. I love how he literally instantly freezes. Katya does this fun little flip to get her lamp, and like they're making a huge deal, like oh no, he's gonna drop the lamp, but the world is on fire, her dad is freezing to death. If the lamp gets destroyed, everything is like done, it'll all be erased. So like, why are they making such a big deal out of this? But as she's watching her father freeze to death, she does just break the lamp. The world returns to normal. Her dad's back out searching for her. Dylan turns back into a frog and then turns back into a person. The money is still being transferred to Zell. I'm really glad that the entire world transferred the money through this one convenient money transfer system. Zell does punch Khan and just run off with the money. I like this part where she's in the helicopter and you can't actually see her face. These next couple scenes, there's so much happening that every time I've watched it, I just like heavily dissociate because I can't even keep up with any of it. Sasha grappling hooks the helicopter down, and then Jade in her little high heels and crop top just runs and jumps onto it. Grappling hook doesn't work very well. Jade then flips and takes one of the guards off the helicopter. He's dead now. Zell then tries to kick Jade out of the helicopter as she's flying the helicopter. Oh yeah, she also hisses at her. Jade almost falls to her death with the computer that has the money on it, but Katya conveniently catches her on the magic carpet. The magic carpet is then at one point on the windshield of the helicopter, and Zell just reaches her hand out to like fling it away, like you would do if a newspaper was on the windshield of your car. And then when she takes the carpet off, Sasha is in a crane now, trying to stop her. And then she crashes, and they all say that she got away, but I actually do think she is dead. Katya's father runs out of the woods. He tells her that he's sorry and he really failed her as a parent, because like he did, and that they can move to Stylesville and she can be a normal teenage girl and be with all of her friends. She tells them that she broke the bottle and she's not a genie anymore because she wanted to save him, and then he gets really emotional because you know he's been the one putting the pressure on her whole life that she has to be a genie and it's a responsibility, and she just gave it all up for him. But you'd think he'd actually be mad about that, but luckily he had his 5 seconds of character development. Simon Cowell takes all the bad guys away. Chloe got her A. Sasha got her job. Jasmine says Simon Cowell donated money for her animal shelter. And Jade broke up with Matt because he waxes his legs, and not because he's a pedophile. We get an ending performance. I really like this song. It sticks out to me a lot more than the last couple Bratz songs. It's just this entire 2 minutes of animation is kind of insane. Like, some of them are moving their lips, and they're not even moving their lips to the right lyrics of the song. Why do their arms move like this? Bryce wishes for a soda, and then Katya does the instinctive pull of her ear even though she doesn't have her powers, and he still got a soda. So I guess the magic was inside of her all along. And also her dad is dancing with multiple women, including the one evil pink lady whose name I don't remember. Simon Cowell keeps throwing this dog in the air. I don't really know why he's doing that. Bones became sentient because they're also throwing it down. We get this lovely last frame of animation. I am not doing anything to this. This is just what it looks like. And that's the end of Bratz Genie Magic. What a movie. I'm about to run out of storage on my phone, so I need to end the video. I love you. Goodbye.